James Dorsey from Singapore, a adjunct senior fellow at the Rajaratnam School of International Studies. James, always a pleasure to have you on the programme. We just heard there that Iran has never wanted a nuclear weapon, they say. We might come back to that in a moment, but let's begin with these talks. Direct or indirect, I mean, aside from the symbolism of that, does it really matter if they're direct or indirect, as long as they take place?
Well, obviously, it's important that they take place. Direct face-to-face is better than indirect. With other words, you don't have a translator in between, and you get to see your co-negotiator. I think what you're seeing in the terms of the divergence between Iran and the United States on how these talks are going to take place is what Trump is doing is he's trying to shape the environment. He's trying to shift the paradigm. And of course, at the same time, he has every reason to want to distract from the fallout of the imposed tariffs, as well as the protests that we saw across the United States over the weekend. On the Iranian part, on the other hand, they take a more wait and see attitude, and for domestic reasons, also they'd rather have indirect talks and then see where this goes.
And we understand Iran basically wants an adaptation of the previous deal that it had under Barack Obama, which, of course, Donald Trump pulled out of in 2018. So if that's what they're aiming for, what's he going to possibly give them that will be acceptable to Donald Trump? But clearly, he wasn't happy with the previous arrangement.
Well, the question is whether he's going to give them anything. What we've been hearing from the Trump administration, not just yesterday, but over the last weeks, is a fairly maximalist position on the part of Trump. With other words, he's not talking, or members of his administration are not talking about a controlled nuclear program. They're talking about eliminating the nuclear program, which is obviously a no-go for Iran. On top of that, Trump doesn't want to only talk about nuclear. He wants to talk about ballistic missiles. He doesn't think Iran should have ballistic missiles. And ballistic missiles are a central pillar of Iranian defense strategy. And he doesn't want Iran to be supporting non-state actors across the Middle East.
Right. So Iran then, well, how long do you think it can withstand the current sanctions then, James, if these talks don't bear fruit?
It's, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. It's withstood them for years. And the economy is in extremely bad shape. But on the other hand, they've had a number of successes. I think that the point here is that both Iran and the United States, Trump in this case, do not want to see this escalate into a military conflict. Trump has not excluded a military conflict, but he clearly prefers a negotiated resolution. And the Iranians, keep in mind that the current Iranian president, despite the domestic difficulties that he's encountering, came to office on a platform that called for a negotiated resolution of Iran's problems with the United States, particularly the nuclear issue.
James, we thank you. We'll leave it there, but good to talk to you again today. Thank you.
Always a pleasure, Aaron. Thank you.